Yeah, so we'll start basically the same, go for HTML, CSS questions, and then JavaScript, and then React questions. Okay.
Okay.
So first question in HTML, CSS is what are the different types of selector you know in CSS?
There's ID selector, there's class selector, and there's one called universal selector, and selectors by tag name. Um, yeah, these are pretty much it, I guess. Most of the
There are
things. And
very
there's one.
specific selectors
Mm,
which helps us to select like adjacent node. That kind of selectors are also there. So you can prepare for those.
okay. Okay.
And what do you know about Z-index in CSS?
Yeah. The Z index is like the element. Where should the element placed on top of the stack? Like if there are overlapping elements, which element should come first? This will be determined by the Z index.
And one more question, like if I keep an element Z-index as -1, so will I be able to click on it?
Mm. Uh, no, I guess.
Uh, yeah. So you have your laptop, right? Can you share your screen? Next question will be like there are various positions we know, right? Position relative, static, sticky.
Yeah.
Like, can you demonstrate that using any small example? Should be fine.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. There's exactly there's like it's just like relative. So if I give this div the class inner, so
Mhm. So let's go for absolute first. Like what happens in
absolute
absolute?
first order. So what exactly absolute checks for is that like whether its parents div is having any position non static. So yeah. So outer class, I'm using it as outer position fix, let's say for now, and position absolute.
Oh,
Now let's see this.
maybe make two boxes with width and height so that
Boxes.
it'll be
Yeah.
easy to visualize. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like height and width, you can put it with the
Yeah.
background color. This is your black box, which is the inner.
Yeah. Inner box.
And where is the
So yeah,
outer?
this is my black box.
Okay.
So
So
okay. This aqua color is my outer one. This one is my outer, and I have another div inside of that, and I have another div inside of that.
okay. And if I want to
The
center this black
three.
box inside the blue box, then what should I do?
So okay. Okay. You want to center this inside of the. So it's called top 50%. Should work left 50%. Okay. So what it basically did was like not aligning with the its parent div. It's actually aligned with the outer div.
Correct.
So
Because the outer div
it's
has the.
relative to the outer div, not the because outer div is not the non-static div. So it got aligned with this thing.
But do you think is this correct? Like the way you centered, is it correct or is there any error?
Yeah, it's not actually center. Like this
Mhm.
point is the center, I guess.
Correct. So you have to move. So basically, it moved with its dimension as well, right? So you have to come back.
Yeah, with its dimension.
Mhm. Yeah, that is fine. And then the other positions like fixed and sticky.
Yeah, fixed and sticky. Okay, let's see sticky,
Mhm.
like sticky one.
Okay.
Are you getting any sound, background sound?
No, no, it's fine.
Okay. So I want to scroll this. Yeah, one thing. Why is it? Just want to make a scroll bar. Like, why is it
So you,
happening?
I think you provided height for each div, right? So,
Yeah.
so maybe put all the text inside
Okay.
the div with a different tag, like P or something, like
P tag.
six,
Right.
seven P's, P tags you can.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah, and the content should be inside the P's, P tags.
Oh.
So then basically it will leak out, right? And then scroll.
Mm. Yeah. Good. So now I will select one thing. Now I'll select this thing to be sticky, position sticky, which means that if I scroll down, I'll see this thing. Okay.
Good.
Let's replace the text. I'll replace it with my name, so Deepak, and I'll add a class name to it. Okay. And then Deepak. So background color is aqua. Okay. Position sticky. So where it should be is like say this work. No, it's not working. I guess for this also parent should be. Let's see. I need to stick it to the top. Uh, yeah, this is stick now.
Oh,
So even if I scroll it, yeah.
this is absolute sticky, and then you have relative and static. That is all. Is there anything left?
Wait,
Fixed. Okay, fixed is
uh,
also okay. Fine. Fixed. Oh
fix
yeah.
is also.
Can you show fixed? I think you haven't shown the fixed, right?
Yeah. So it's like uh, yeah, position fixed is directly working. Like it does not disturb the flow of the document. It's aligns where it has to be aligned. So yeah,
Respect to
I'll
the
give a
window,
background color. It
like
will
the
be
browser window.
window. Mm.
And okay, this is
Yeah,
fine.
and it okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're good, good. Think I'm seeing some
Yeah.
like okay. So let's move to this JavaScript question. So can you tell me, like, is there any difference between call, apply, bind?
Yep. There's actually like very slight difference between call, apply, and bind. So there's absolutely no difference between there's only one difference between call and apply, which is you pass in the arguments in an array for apply, and for call you pass in the arguments followed by the this object.
Okay.
So both are same, but the passing of the arguments is the different in case of apply. So when it comes to the bind method, so it actually returns me a function. So with the this object predefined inside of that function, so when I execute that function, so I don't have to send any this, so it automatically contains the this of that function.
Hmm. You can directly attach this.
Mm.
And okay. So can you tell me what are higher order functions in JavaScript?
So higher order functions are functions which return a function, or else they accept a function as a callback function. So if a function is accepting or returning it a new function, it's a higher order function.
And an example of higher order function which we use day to day, is there any example?
Yeah, the famous example would be the debounce function which we use, and the throttle also. We return a function in that case.
Hmm. Is map, reduce, are these higher order functions or not? Like question.
Yeah. Like they are also, yeah, they accept a callback, right? Yeah, map also accepts a callback. Yeah, these are day-to-day use. Yeah, map
Hmm.
filter.
Yeah. So I'll drop you one question. The output based question. Can you like tell me what
Okay.
will be the output? So I've given in the chat. I don't need to run it.
Okay, I'll not run
Just yeah, just try to guess what is the.
So counts nonce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. For array, you're taking that array, and if it's divisible by 2, you're breaking that and console login. Okay. So this is this any like this should be contained inside of the brackets if block instead of this
That is
block.
fine. Like the code has no errors. It's not a erroneous code. Just you have to predict the output. Like what should be the output.
Okay. If I do this, there will be no change in the output, right? If I do this.
If you do this, yeah, no change in the output.
Okay. So 1 is not equal to 0, and 2 is not equal to 0. Sorry, divided by 2 will reminder give me 0. Yes, it will give me 0. Break. You're breaking the loop. So for loop actually breaks, but dot for each will it break?
Yeah, like the question lies there only. Like in for each, that the
Hmm.
break statement does not work. Basically, it will work
Okay.
normally as
On
like
in
it will
normal for
ignore the
loop.
break statement basically.
Okay.
So so it is going to
So
print only.
I guess then even numbers, yeah, 2, 4, 6.
Yeah. Okay. So one more question here. Yeah, paste in the chat.
Yeah, function foo, which returns I am the outer function. Okay, function test console.log bar, which will return a function foo. Okay, and I don't have a bar variable. Okay. Function foo.
You do have a bar
So
variable if you see on line number 20.
yeah, I do have a bar value, but whatever's written after the return function, it will be ignored by the compiler. So I'm thinking so bar will be undefined. So let me route it. because it's written after the return statement, so it will not be created in the memory. But foo, will it take this foo or this foo? This is
Let's talk about bar first. So you see, this is var
bar.
variable,
Okay.
right? Var bar.
Var variable. Yeah,
Hmm.
but the anything any variable which we write after the return function is like generally ignored. But is it hoisted? The bar variable will be hoisted.
Bar variable will be hoisted. So because it's a var variable,
Okay.
right? So it will be
Even
hoisted.
yeah, even if it's hoisted, also like it'll be undefined only because uh, yeah, the hoisted variables are predefined by undefined.
Correct.
Okay. And the main thing is like function, this function or this function. Okay. I'm actually going with this function. This will be return foo, right? Yeah, it's returning me a function. So I'm executing that function here. So it will return me. I am the outer function. I'll define and outer function. This is my yes. Is it?
And can you try to run this? Like, is it? You
Yeah.
have JavaScript runner.
Yeah. 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 Undefined and oh, it actually took the inner function.
Yeah, because that will be
Okay.
also
Okay. Okay.
hoisted, right?
Yeah, this
The
also will be
function.
hoisted, and
Correct.
first it will check the inner function. Yeah, this I yeah
It will be hoisted to the top, like
top
above
yeah
return. The
mm.
foo and the bar both will be hoisted to the top, right?
Both will be
So after
hoisted.
that
Yeah.
only the logs and return will be executed.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go one more to the top. Yeah, this one.
Is equal to so false after 2 seconds. Okay, this will never run because this is while loop is always true. So it will keep on printing inside while uh, forever
But there is a set
because
timeout
like
as well.
this is an asynchronous code.
Oh,
Yeah, but okay, the thing is that my main thread will be blocked while executing this function. Keep on executing this function. So this will complete its set timeout and it will sit in the callback queue. It will wait for the main thread to get empty. So the main thread will never get empty because while loop is printing inside while always.
correct.
I guess
So it
this
will
will be
be
the yeah.
yeah, correct. Proper.
That will try.
So yeah. So don't execute. It will
Okay.
like break your.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, one more question I have given in the chat.
Set timeout. Console.log 0 seconds. Console.log 2. And says a promise. New promise. Resolve. Console.log 3 and console.log 5. Okay. So see the meter first. This will be printed second. Not then. Will be printed third. This will be printed fourth. Just let me check once more. Two. And new promise. This callback function will be executed. This callback function is so 3, 5, 4. Okay.
So what will be the output? Like, finally.
Yeah. 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 0. 2, 3, 5, 4, 0. Yeah, 2, 3, 5, 4, 0. I'm thinking this will be the output.
Can you check once?
Yeah, okay. There's a console.log 1. Okay, sorry, this will be
Yeah.
1. I
Okay.
thought it
Can
was 0.
you tell me? This is correct. Can you
2.
tell me what is the
Okay,
thought process?
third process. Okay. So this set timeout is in like web API section. It'll go to the web API section directly, and it'll wait for the timeout to get completed. Even if it's 0 seconds, it'll be in the web APIs. And this is a synchronous code. So console.log2 will be printed immediately. And new promise. So it will return a promise, which is like which is being resolved here. But this callback function will be executed no matter what. So this is not this is a synchronous code, even if it's inside of a promise. This is synchronous code, but this is an asynchronous code. So two will be printed, and this will go to the my micro task queue where my promises are stored. So after completion of my synchronous code, this web micro task queue, which contains this promise to be executed, will stay there. And console.log file is a synchronous code, it will be executed. So here, like uh, 2, 3, 5 will be executed. These are synchronous. But when it comes to the 4 and 1, this 4 and this 1. So micro task queue has the high priority queue, in which is like callback queue, and comparing with the micro task queue has the high priority queue because it contains promises. So my high priority queue, which has 4, will be executed. And after that, my callback queue, which is console.log1, will be executed.
Great. And can you tell me the difference between deep copy and shallow copy?
Okay, shallow copy and deep copy. Okay, shallow copy contains its references uh, even if the variable is copied. So it has references to its previous variable. But when it comes to the deep copy, it does not contain any reference to any object or anything. So it's a new thing. It'll be. So yeah, that's and shallow copy also copies only the top level of the elements. If the object contains nested elements, so they will be referenced.
Okay, okay. And how can we do a deep copy, and how can we do a shallow copy
Shallow copy
for
can
an
be done
object?
by like for an object.
Yeah.
Shallow copy can be done like spreading the object, which is one way shallow copy can be achieved, where my nested elements will still have the reference to the previous object. But deep copy, we can do JSON.stringify and JSON. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, we can stringify the object and we can parse the object again, so it does not contain any references.
Okay,
Yeah. This there can be many ways, I guess, for deep copy.
correct. And one more question, like, what do you know about lexical environment or lexical scope in JavaScript?
Lexical scope. Okay. The scope which is outside of a function, we can say, that will come under the lexical scope. Everything that's outside of that function will come under lexical scope. If we see like, yeah, this thing outside of this test function, this will be in the lexical scope of this function.
Oh, and one more thing, can you okay, let me. I have one more question, but I'll ask in the end. So let's jump to React. So can you tell me what is virtual DOM in React?
Okay. Virtual DOM is a lightweight copy of the real DOM, which is inside of the browser itself. So by lightweight, I mean it's really lightweight. You can actually see the virtual DOM inside. You can print the virtual DOM inside of the console. It'll hardly contain any 4 to 5 properties, which when compares to the real DOM, it contains like nested after nested objects. So there are many objects inside of an object inside of the real DOM. So, but it keeps a lightweight copy of the real DOM, which is useful when the diffing algorithm is being performed, when the diffing is calculated between my previous virtual DOM and new virtual DOM, and this difference will be pushed to my real DOM. Yeah,
And what is useref hook?
useref. Okay, useref is a hook inside of my function component. So what it actually does is like when a variable is when we declare a variable inside of a functional component, every time it's re-rendered, the variable is a new variable. So in order to sustain a variable across pre-renders, we use uref. Okay, we use useref hook to persist a value across the re-renders, and
So
it can be used to access the DOM elements.
yeah, main like use case
Main
was accessing DOM elements.
accessing DOM
And
elements.
what are uncontrolled and controlled components?
Okay. Okay.
Like
Control components, which
mm,
depends on my state variable. So whenever my state variable changes, it's obvious that my components re-renders. If it has another component inside of that component, like I use another component inside of the return statement of my function component. So it also re-renders. So which is, I did not control that. I'm not saying that you should render or re-render, but it is automatically being re-rendered. So I guess this is the difference between control and control. But I'm actually open to any nuances.
okay, okay. That is fine. So you have any React project with you, or let me send you. You open this link in your. So go to this app.esx. Hmm. It's already mounted here. So basically, this is a component mounted route. So basically, you can find that out in the left side. There's one component. Scroll down. No, not inside that. Yeah, it's React
Okay,
output.
React output.asx.
Hmm. So what it does is it's a button. On hit of that button, I'm calling an increment function 5 times. Okay. So you have to, and I'm printing that count on line number 22. So what will be the output here?
Yeah, okay. Just give me a minute of rendering this app component. Okay, this is the component.
Do you have
Okay,
any other
okay. You're
browser?
calling.
Like I think it is blocking the this thing,
Okay,
tablets.
okay. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it visible now? Code?
Yeah. What is visible?
Mm,
Yeah. You can try to like think what should be the output.
like, what is it blocking?
No, earlier it was blocking the right side. So once this exit
Okay.
completes installation, right, that should show, yeah,
Okay.
like
Okay.
this.
Okay.
If I click on increment,
So
what should be the count value?
count value. Okay. You're incrementing it. Set count. What you're basically doing is set count here this many times. Okay. Set count is an like asynchronous function. It's not a synchronous code. So it'll actually just increment only once. So if I click on this increment here, the count will be increased to one, but my console will be printing increment these many times. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, that is
Yeah,
great. And how can we
yeah.
fix this? Like if I want to fix this, is there any other way?
Okay. You can actually get the previous value of the count and increment it. So,
Right.
so I've got the previous value here, and I'm trying to increment it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times. So it will be 6. Yeah,
That is fine. And right also. So can you like make a component in which there is an input tag, right? And you can type on that input tag, and basically it will
yeah. Okay,
reflect or whatever you are typing, right? That will come in the console. And you have to
okay.
also like give output on the screen that how many times this component got re-rendered.
Okay. Basically, I have to create a component which will
You
render
can
what
use
I
this.
type in the input box. I can use this. Okay.
Yeah. And after that, like once you start typing, right, it will show in the console. That is one thing. The second thing will be I
It should
want to
show in
see
the
on the
console.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see on the
Hmm.
screen how many times the component got re-rendered. So
Okay.
for example, you started typing, right? You typed 5 letters, so it should show on the screen that
Hmm.
5. 5 times it got rerendered.
Okay. 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 Are you showing me?
A bit.
Okay.
There's some error, I think, where it's showing red on the input type.
Input. Okay, this should be self-closing, I guess. Yeah. Yeah,
Refresh it. Sometimes needs a refresh. No, not that. The whole website.
whole website you want me to reload?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to know how many times it got re-rendered. Whatever I type on change.
And whatever you're typing, that should show on the console or on the screen. Anything is fine. Let's make it on the screen itself.
Screen itself. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, what step is that? Yeah. Change set text to leader. Okay. What's the problem?
I think on the top there is also something. You're seeing all from line 3.
Okay. 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 This-
Save it. I
Okay.
think
I
it's
need
not
to
saved.
render the text also.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I was waiting for it to save. Okay.
Correct. Now the render
Yeah.
got. How many times it got
Render
rendered?
got. Okay. One thing I can do is like I for sure know that only uh, changing this value uh, changing this value will only re-render my component. So if I somehow get a variable which is uh, it, no one, okay, I'll let me try it.
Don't use the state length or something.
Use it.
You can use the state length that is there.
Okay, I don't know that. Okay, okay.
Yeah, but don't use that.
No, 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 not that, not that. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say.
Function every
Yeah.
But even for this also, like I need a stable variable which will persist across re-renders so that I can increment it. Yeah, so again, uh, we have to use this. Var plus plus. Will this work? No.
Basically, it will return your revvar.current plus plus each time the text changes.
Instance, but it will initially also run. So
Hmm.
the first time the function gets mounted, it'll run. So this is the reason why it's shows not okay zero. Cool. Um, okay, 4 letters. It's showing 8. Why is it showing 8?
Because I think, first of all, can you check is it in strict mode or not? That is also sometimes.
Okay,
Go to
I'll check for
app.tsx.
this. Okay, main.tsx. It is in strict mode. Yeah,
This one.
the component is being rendered twice. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it will still work. Let's see.
this should fix, I guess. Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, the component is being rendered twice because of the strict mode. Yeah.
Save both of these files first. I think it's not saved yet. Okay. Okay. Now the question will be,
Oh,
okay, this is, yeah, but this is
there's a
re-rendering, right?
problem here. Yeah, this is the
No,
render.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
actually. You are cleaning out, so it is a re-render. But the thing
Mm.
is, here you are like depending upon the text variable. For example, uh, you are depending on the state on right?
Yeah, because only my state can cause re-render.
Right.
Instead of this, I can like depend on this function which will on change. I can use a user ref for this and increment that. But even still, I'm depending on that function to re-render.
Uh-huh. One more thing here. So uh, basically, so for example, if your text is not changing, right, but this component is a child component and the props are changing,
Okay,
then how will you
okay, okay.
do that? Like in that case, it will not track, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In that case, it will not work.
Hmm.
So this is a child component, which parent component is re-rendering, but
The
child
props are
component
changing.
will also re-render. Prompts are changing. Okay.
Like let's
So
assume
okay.
hypothetically.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, I can
So
like
uh, uh,
memo memorize this function. Uh, so
think on like component lifecycle lines.
okay. Got it, got it. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I can use effect for this. So yeah, use effect. So I am not providing any dependency added for this because uh, it should run every re-render. So okay, render dot current, I guess. Dot current plus plus, and this should not be there. Okay, what happened to my render? So, or render dot current? Yeah, this is okay. So I am depending on use effect. Yeah. So this is actually the correct way.
So can you tell me what is portals in React? Do you know about portals?
I've heard about it, but never actually used it. Like never actually tried to study also portals.
Okay. Like what do you heard? Like just anything, you know?
So while I was making a project with using drag and drop,
Mhm.
like the actual video which I was watching while making that project was he was using portals to actually create that animation to when I click on that, so it'll give me a pop up of that component where I should drop it. So he's using portals for that, but I did not know. I did not do that way because I did not study portals and did it the other way. Use it using a different way I did. So that was my encounter with portals, the only time, but I did not try to read about it.
Basically, it's just moving a component to some other place in the
Mm.
DOM, so that
Okay.
so you know, right? When we do a website, we also do it. So someone who cannot use a mouse, they will use using tabs.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay.
for that kind of
Okay.
use case, more like this thing is useful. Portal.